Please do yourself a humongous favor. Go subscribe to Gaming Fan Mark right now. Do it now.
Okay.
Welcome to Shree's Rare PS4 Collection Part 3. But this time, folks, we're not just going to talk about PS4 or PS5, but PS3. Probably one of the best consoles that Sony ever released. Yeah, we're going to do PS3, 4, and 5, hopefully 5, of my friend's Rare Collection.
And plus one, before we start, today's actually my birthday, guys. And
so as we are recording this, March 28th, 2022, is my friend Shree's birthday.
And I'm celebrating my birthday with my friends here today, and having a blast.
Yay! Alright, so let's get to the PS3 stuff first, because I know all of you want to see that.
Yeah.
There's actually a decent amount of rare games for PS3. There's Africa, there's Chainsaw Lollipop, or whatever it was called.
Lollipop.
I'm not kidding, it's weird, But we're only going to focus on 2 today. The first one, SpiderMan Shattered Dimensions.
I played this on PC, guys. It's a very fun game. I really enjoyed it. You'll play as 4 different Spider-Man. One of them is Spider-Man. It's the first Spider-Man. First Spider-Man is the classic Spider-Man. You play as him first. Then you play as 2099 Spider-Man. You play as the Dark Spider-Man, the Shadow Spider-Man. That is Noir. The other one
Noir.
Is Noir, and the other one is Black Suit Spider-Man. Is all the way at the end, and there are different abilities. So mostly, I'm not entirely spoiler story if you guys ever played these Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. It's a good game. It actually continues where it left off from the Edge of Time. Shattered Dimensions is one of the hardest one to find because it's one of the fun games to have in your set because you play as 4 different Spider-Man. It's a really fun experience to have. It's because you can upgrade your Spider-Man, make them more powerful and looks cool on the this game was one of the favorite games I really liked in this Spider-Man.
But I think it's like a
from Activision. Actually, sorry about that. It's actually one of my favorite Activision games they have made. The different abilities it has with different Spider-Man is really fun. The Noir had shadow powers. Not like shadow powers, but you can actually sneak through the night. It's pretty fun. 2099 has futuristic abilities that are really cool. Classic Spider-Man has different powers, but same thing in a way. And yeah, I mean, even the Dark Suit, the Venom suit has a lot more abilities too. Really fun. I gotta say, this game I recommend you guys to play it, and it's worth it, in my opinion, to get it for the PS3 in your set, for sure. Definitely is one of the best sets you definitely will get.
The Walmart edition comes with a comic book.
But when I got it from
That's not even here.
Because I got it from eBay, and this was not included, so.
And the last rare PS3 game we have is
Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I played it on the PC ones, and definitely will also recommend this game too as well because it's a fun addition to the Spider-Man set to have. I believe this one is way better than Spider-Man 3 on the PS3 in my opinion. Spider-Man 3 on PS3 was not half bad. That was okay. But this one is the reason why I got this one is because Web of Shadows is also my favorite ones because the gameplay itself is fun, interesting story, good gameplay, good mechanics. It was good music, good soundtrack, everything was still fun. This was also an enjoyable tool as well. So, in my opinion, this is also a 9 for me with the Web of Shadows. And it was a very fun game. And you get different choices. You get different choices between good or evil. Or you get different choices to become good or bad. So
kind of like Infamous, right?
In a way. Definitely will recommend you guys if you're a fan of this.
And these games are incredibly rare for some bizarre reason. This one alone costed $90. Seriously, $90 for this, and Shattered Dimensions was like 76 bucks. So in total, guys, these are almost like $200 games. It makes no sense why these games are so rare and why are they so hard to find. Did Activision lose for license or something, or I don't know. I mean, I understand why Africa was rare because it sold poorly, but I mean, because it's a safari photography game. I mean, come on. But I mean, seriously, Spider-Man, like, for real? Like,
Plus,
why are they...
I grew up with Spider-Man ever since I was a kid. Spider-Man, he's my favorite hero, and Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes. Because I believe that he's a true hero. He has done so much for the community as a Spider-Man hero in a way. Even though he is not an actual character in real life, but I believe that Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes of all time. And thanks to Stan Lee, he made Spider-Man in a way that I will love superheroes forever. Because Stan Lee made all the heroes special to me. Even villains too. He has done so well with the heroes and villains too. And God bless his soul and rest his soul.
Amen. Next up, we have a statue this time around. So it's not just going to be PS3, PS4, and PS5 games, but also statues and whatever. So miscellaneous stuff. Bleach,
if you're a fan of the true Bleach saga, Bleach series, is the animated series.
Basically, it's about this teenager who grows up in his high school, and he finds out that he has the ability to talk to the dead, and he finds this woman who is part of this organization known as the Soul Society that is able to send...
Her name is Rukia Kuchiki.
She has the ability to send evil spirits back to their dimension wherever they came from. And as the show goes on, you learn more about the Soul Society and what they do and how they do it.
The show's great because there's a new season that's coming out for Bleach. It's called 1,000 Years of Blood War. That's coming in October, guys. So if you're a fan of true Bleach, definitely get a Bleach. This is Ichigo Kurosaki.
He's the main character.
He's the main character, and the reason why I got Ichigo Kurosaki because he's my favorite character in the universe of Bleach, and also I do like all the characters too as well in Bleach. But in my opinion, he is one of my favorite guys, and this is one of the cool Bleach sets. This is his Bankai set, Bankai.
It's actually just a statue.
But yeah, but this is literally his Bankai. Careful though, don't break the box.
I really don't want to break this again.
Careful.
There's more tape. Okay, so we got the thing out.
It looks puny. I thought it was bigger. Oh well.
More tape, Jesus Christ. There we go. Oh my god.
Wow, it looks weird.
So, it's one of those things you gotta assemble. Yay, more of this stuff. I thought it'd be a lot taller.
But it's so cool. Looks like this. What the hell? They didn't show me that picture, but this looks cool though.
Okay, so after 5, there are no instructions that came with this thing. So this is, I had to basically figure it out based on the image.
So what you guys think? What did you think about the statue? How does it look like to you?
Basic, but
does
neat.
it look cool?
Well, at least it's made well.
Is it colorful and pretty?
Colorful, I think, is the wrong word. I think it's more like...
Authentic.
I think badass is a better word.
Yeah, true.
This
is if you think about it, this is actually his Bankai.
I literally had to figure out how
This is literally his Bankai power. Actually, his not his true power, but he does have a true Bankai, but that's in the final series. But this is his actual Bankai he uses in all his battles.
Mm-hmm.
He gets much more cooler power with his Bankai. He gets his the mask, hollow mask power. He gets it later in the series, but that's actually much more farther in the storyline. But this one looks pretty cool. Definitely good Bleach statue. I thought it was gonna be a little more bigger. If it was bigger, like damn cool. But this is small, but not bad of a size. Not damaged. Looks clean. Looks perfect. It looks perfect.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Although the sword is very flimsy. Like this is made out of like a really thin
plastic sheep ass.
I don't know. I don't know what it's made out of, but
looks cheap as fuck.
Yeah, it looks cheap as hell. Considering that there are no instructions with this thing. So if you buy this from, I don't know, eBay or Amazon or something, just remember that, here's a tip, just go off of the image.
The image looks like that, looks pretty cool. Looks like the clothes are actually...
But when you actually see it, it kind of
looks like it looks like the clothes feels like you can actually touch the clothes and move the clothes, whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, like like, there's more life to it than what you see here, you know what I mean?
But it still looks cool.
I mean, I tried to get it, like, for the artwork, I tried. And by the way, this little thing here that looks like Tiny Tim's walking cane...
So it doesn't fall off.
...actually holds his knee here, so that it doesn't, like,
I gotta
fall
say,
off.
I mean, having...
Because without it, knocking
fall.
over or something, you're basically screwed, so...
I mean, in my opinion, if you're a fan of Bleach, this is definitely a good series.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of the series.
He started on it, he likes it now too. So I mean, if
I've been watching it in Japan.
If you're a fan of Bleach, it definitely
yeah, this is this is actually worth owning. And next up, we have Home. Not that Earth documentary, and not that movie with, I don't know, the extraterrestrial being named O. God, I can't even believe I remember his name. I can't believe I remember his name. That movie was terrible. Oh, this is a survival horror game made by this guy. So obviously, this is an independent game. In all seriousness, this is an independent game. That's great because there are a lot of independent games out there that are pretty good. I can definitely say that this is either a good one or a bad one. So we have, so on the back here, nothing much to explain, but at first, when I looked at this, I thought it was a text-based game. There'll be a visual cue that will pop up on the screen saying, like, I'm in this room, so-and-so, and what do I do now? And then you text a response in to see what would happen. That's what I thought this was, but actually no, it doesn't appear that way. It looks like it's a story-based game, which, okay. Take a look at me inside here. Oh, okay, so we have another limited edition card. Except there's one problem. It's terrible. It's basically the same image as on the cover, just reversed. That's not flattering at all. That's not very good, folks. And speaking of not good, there's no reversible artwork. There's really nothing more to say on this except it's nice that independent developers are doing these type of games, these sort of like 8-bit, 16-bit style games. And there's a lot of good ones. There's Hotline Miami, there's Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, you know, there's a bunch of good ones, and a lot of them you can find like really cheap, pretty easily. But the problem is, you have to know how to do it, because when you try to blow up a 16-bit image, like out of a Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, it looks better because there's a lot more detail in 16-bit graphics, but when you're trying to blow up a figure, a character in a game that's on like the NES or Sega Master System or even the original Game Boy, they just don't look very good. If there's a reason why Game Boy games are not meant to be played on large screens. I actually tried that once. On the Disney Classic Games set, they had the Game Boy versions of Lion King and Aladdin, and it just recently got re-released with Jungle Book, and I'm pretty sure the Game Boy versions are on that as well. They had the Game Boy versions of Lion King and Aladdin, and I tried it once, and I couldn't even get through it.
Please do that.
It's like the hit detection is like non-existent, you know? Like, it's like you can't even, like, really... Hey, how'd you end up here?
I died.
Oh.
Next time I gotta switch. How do I switch?
Yeah, because it's like... yeah, this is not... No.
I told you, didn't I?
I just played it. It's really hard to play.
I told
like,
you this. That looks terrible.
I mean, but Super Nintendo has the Super Game Boy.
Oh,
and
that looks way better.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Home. We already looked at these gems here, so we're not going to look at those again. Let's just get right to it since we got a lot to talk about. So first up, we're going to do imports. Now, if you don't know what that means, it basically means that a company takes a game that's a digital release and then puts on a physical disc, but the problem is that it's outside of the United States. These did not get releases in the United States. That means you can only find them in certain places like Europe or Germany, for example. That sole import is Infamous First Light. Now, I have never played this one.
It's a good game. It's very, very fun.
Yeah, this was a DLC.
But they made it a standalone game, so it's not bad. I mean, I still had a really good time with it. I like the character Fetch. I can't believe I remember her name. She's a very intuitive character. I like her powers, her neon ability. She does her powers is really cool. There's a lot of backstory of her, how she gets her powers and stuff like that. This is actually her origin story, how she got her powers and how she became who she is. The first light, I think what that means is like how she became who she is. Probably.
I think she was a side character in Infamous Second Son, I believe.
Yeah, I think
because she had like the pink.
I think the first light actually says like the first Infamous or whatever that is. One good thing I'll let you guys know is that Infamous series is for. I'm not hearing any more Infamous. I feel kind of bad because Sucker Punch actually made Ghost of Tsushima. They have not been releasing Infamous yet, any kind of good stuff just yet. I mean, I'm hearing rumors they will bring back Infamous 1 and 2 as a remake. That's just a grain of salt, so don't take it right away. But like I said, like if they do bring 1 and 2 back, I'll be surprised. I definitely like to play those again, because Infamous 1 and 2 is one of the best games ever.
I've only played the first one, and I never even finished that. So
you should. Infamous 1 and 2 is one of the best.
But I did play Infamous Second Son. And I still haven't beaten it. So.
Second Son is also...
That's a theme with me. I never finished games.
Second Son is also a really fun game. My favorite power is definitely in Second Son. It's probably the neon ability.
Yeah.
They have a lot of...
I think these are like streams, or like they can shoot like streams.
There's a lot of cool different abilities you'll be able to get in that Infamous Second Son, but only in the first light. You only get neon ability. That's all you get, and it's like it's not a long of a story, but it's still decent to keep you captivated into the storyline of Fetch story. But on the other hand, it's a very captivating story, good story. It's a very interesting. I really enjoyed her story though. I'll probably give that like an 8 or a 9. In my opinion, it's a very interesting.
And they only released a physical version in Europe, which is what this is. So nothing particularly special.
It installs, thank God. But it should still work because it's a PS4 release. PS4 releases games are always never region locked, so it should work anyway. So it should work no matter what, if it's a PS4 or not. A PS4 game.
I think the PS3 is region free, but I'm not sure. I know the Vita is, but I don't know.
The PS4 is always region free, so it should definitely work.
Okay.
So yeah.
I already have this game digitally, but
I already have it digitally too, but I just want to get it physically because I got Infamous Second Son. I've been looking for this for a while because it got out of print, so I finally got a copy of this also. Thank God, and I got one. I was limited on made this too, but who knows? I probably would have gotten.
We'll see down the road. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at all the new limited run games. And several of these I actually know. Let's start off with one that I don't know at all, and that is The Mummy Demastered.
It's a Retrovenue game, by the way.
Based off of a crappy movie.
But I heard this game is really, really fun. I heard this game is really, really fun.
Let's hope so, because the movie, I'll be honest, with Tom Cruise Mummy wasn't a bad one. It was severely flawed. Like, they did too much with that movie. They wanted to set up this dark universe thing, just like what Universal did before, back in the 30s and 40s, when they were able to take the classic monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and put them in the same movie. So essentially, the first cinematic universe before Marvel. But then they did this, and then the whole idea of a dark universe fell into disrepair to the point where they've never tried again. They tried to set up 3 movies in the first one, in the Mummy, as opposed to 1, and that was the problem. I mean, yeah, it had...
They're getting too cocky.
Well, it was severely flawed. It was not that great. I mean...
They're getting too cocky, but they think it's going to succeed well.
No, they're not. They were hyping it up like crazy, and then... bloop.
Let me tell you something, Mummy was not that half bad. But it could have been better. It could definitely have been much better. But it could also but it could have been also worse.
The production design was decent in that movie, to be fair though. I heard it was based off of the Boris Karloff Mummy from 1932, which is great. I love that. But the problem is, the story was so convoluted, and the new Mummy, Princess Amenette, she was so problematic, I didn't care about her at all.
I like the cover art. Really,
I highly doubt the game I highly doubt the game will be any
Confidential. That's pretty cool how they did that.
better. Why is it confidential? I don't get it.
It might be a comment. I don't know.
I don't get it. What is...
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, just artwork.
No, that's pretty.
Neat. Okay.
Hey, is it a back cover?
Not really.
Nah.
I don't think you can see this very well.
It's kind of
so
corny.
It is so dark, you can't see this very well at all. I apologize.
It looks kind of corny. I like the original side better.
Not a good movie and not a good cover art, so... That should show you something.
But the game looks pretty good, though. I heard it's a really, really good game.
I like Metroidvania games. If you don't know what Metroidvania is, there was a game that came out with Super Nintendo called Super Metroid, which it was more like a labyrinth kind of dungeon kind of style game, and it was different from the first Metroid. And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out, using Super Metroid as a model for how the game would function. Ever since that game came out, everybody associates with this type of gameplay style as Metroidvania. So, just letting you know. Next, Metal Slug Anthology. Now, I've actually played the first Metal Slug, and actually the company that made the Metal Slug games is a company by the name of SNK. And SNK...
I'm a fan of Metal Slug a lot. So I grew up with Metal Slug when I was a kid, so I never got the chance to fully play them. But I did play the first game, or a couple of games here and there, but I definitely wanted to have the full experience of Metal Slug. That's the reason why I got it.
SNK, if you recall, they were responsible for creating the Neo Geo. And the Neo Geo, to my understanding, the games themselves were in like these huge carts, but they were always very expensive, and actually they're still very expensive. But a lot of the games were also used for arcade cabinets. If you would see a SNK arcade cabinet, inside you would see a Neo Geo. I played a couple SNK games, the first Metal Slug, and my personal favorite, King of the Monsters, which was like a kaiju fighting game, which was really good. So this collection... and this is where things get confusing. The first 6 Metal Slug games, and then the 7th one called Metal Slug X. Now, this is gonna be a problem later, so remember that. It's actually really nice. I didn't know they made a physical version of it, which is great.
I'm happy they did.
Yeah, me too.
I'm happy I got the physical version.
I'm a huge fan of, like, arcade compilations and
I'm happy
all that,
I got it, so I mean, I'm happy I got it in my possession, and I don't have it digitally at all, so that's the reason why I got it, in my opinion.
I don't think I do either.
You should get it on eBay.
Which
go
is
nuts.
weird.
Get it on eBay, man. They have a physical version, so go nuts.
I don't think I have that either, which is funny. Alright, now another series of games I know. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Now this was on the Nintendo 64, and I think it was also an arcade game too. I've been wanting to play this for a long time now, so you remember in Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, the pod race sequence? There were several games based off of that, and this was one of them. I didn't even know they made a physical version of this, which is funny.
They did.
Which is funny because this was a Nintendo 64 favorite, and then
I know they did.
They ported it to the PS4.
I keep it Unlimited on all the time now.
They ported it to the PS4 recently, which is funny because...
Ooh.
Oh, yes, they do. They have a card. They have a...
nice card, though.
Limited edition card.
I like that card.
Like we mentioned before, some limited run games come with limited edition cards.
No, every card does.
Not all of them, but some of them do. Now, I've only taken port Star Wars Demolition. Well, that was like a Twisted Metal type game, but whatever.
It'd be awesome if they could make it physical for PS4. That would be awesome if they did that.
Pray they don't do Masters of Terras Kazi.
They should actually do a port
awful.
for a Max Payne for PS4. Definitely would be awesome.
There is one.
Yeah, but not
Digitally.
a physical version.
True.
Though.
Star Wars Racer Revenge. Oh my god. Okay, I have a lot to say about this. Okay, I played this game a lot during the Days of Play event that went on last year or 2 years ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I played this a lot. And because I was trying to get all of the characters, because there's like 10 different characters, and I was trying to unlock all of them, and it was a nightmare. Because the whole game revolves around speed. In order to unlock the characters, you have to get in the top 3 spots. If you don't, then you're not only are you not going to earn a trophy, but you're also not going to unlock that character. In order to even get to the top spots, like some of the tracks are a nightmare to get through. And this took me hours and hours.
Did you get all the characters?
Almost. There are 3 that are hidden characters that I can't unlock no matter what I do, and I've tried everything.
Maybe a cheat code, who knows?
No, they're not cheat codes, but there are ways to unlock them. You can unlock young Anakin, Darth Maul, and I think there's like one other character, Watto. You can unlock those free, but only if you do these very specific things, and then you unlock them. But even when I tried to do them, I just couldn't. But at least I unlocked most of the characters, or at least most of the main characters. But oh my god, it was such a nightmare to get through. And the whole plot's not even really that special. Like, Jabba the Hutt asks one of you to be the pod race champion, essentially. And oh my god, it was such a crazy
The cover art looks pretty cool.
I mean, the cover art's great. This was a PS2 game originally. That's why I remember
it's a good part for the physical. I mean, one thing I do like about limited run games, they make digital games physical, and I really like the fact they're doing all this stuff because it makes you appreciate physical versions much more.
Absolutely, totally.
And I'm actually really gotta thank limited run games for making physical versions of most of my favorite games. I definitely will appreciate them a lot. To time to come, for sure. Always.
Nothing special with a disc. There's no reversible artwork or anything. But oh my god, I know this game very well, and I still want to unlock those hidden characters. I don't know how to do it. You could do it. Dude, after I've tried for like 2.5 hours.
Who knows?
Who knows? Alright, next we have Doom. Now, I have played the original Doom, not the 2 sequels. I actually have Doom 1 and 3 on my PS4 right now. But I have played the original...
This has a reversible cover, by the way.
But I've played the original Doom. The whole game revolves around you're basically a Marine fighting monsters from hell. And I think you're on Mars. And I have seen the Doom movie. They made a movie of Doom and with Dwayne Johnson, and it's okay. Not great, but hey, at least it's better than anything Uwe Boll made. The movie may not be the best, but hey, the first game is a classic. A controversial game when it came out back in 1994, along with Wolfenstein 3D. Like, there was this period where games of its nature were considered controversial, but nowadays, all that controversy died down. This is the Classics Collection, and this is essentially the first 3 Dooms. Now, I've only played the first one, which is the classic, but I've never played the other 2 or Doom 64, so I never played those.
I'm warning you right now, guys, the card sucks. If you get I found other variations of this on different areas, but the card is very terrible. I don't like the card. No design for like...
No design whatsoever.
But if you get the... well, they do have other versions you can play... other versions of it start selling better ones, but this one, I had to get it for a decent price. I could not afford that big one. So
yeah, so...
It's okay.
The inside, and actually there is reversible artwork this time.
That's a classic one, and that's a different one.
Actually, this is the cover art for Doom 2.
Oh, really? That's for Doom 1.
This is the first Doom.
Oh.
This is Doom 2.
There's a third one. Didn't do the third one. That was kind of weird, though.
Yeah, how are we going to do that?
I don't know. Get another
I'm just
cover.
saying, how are
you gotta give us another cover, you know what I mean?
So that's all there is to that.
I like the classic Doom cover better.
Yeah, I think it's a better artwork to me. I do have the 2016 Doom. I do have that. But
I have that in digitally. I have it digitally.
But I haven't touched it yet, so yeah, Doom the classic. Alright, so now...
Doom the classic.
So now, speaking of classic, next up, Doom 64. That was released on the Nintendo 64.
He said 64, is that 64?
Nintendo 64, yeah, I got the joke. They released a lot of games with 64 in the title, so Super Mario 64... Star Fox 64, they did this like constantly, and Wipeout 64, you can call it laziness, but they're also trying to advertise the fact that it was 64-bit. That's a whole different topic for a different day. But this limited run remade the original box art.
It's actually not bad, it looks pretty good.
You have to understand, this is what the Nintendo 64 boxes looked like at the time.
Very shiny.
I have several boxes, Nintendo 64 games in my box, actually. I can tell you this is a perfect recreation. Now we have to open it. If I have my pen cap right in front of me...
He's actually using a pen cap to open this thing. I wonder.
Or probably not at this point.
2 minutes later.
Shut up. I got it open with my fingers.
Bingos.
That makes me angry.
Make the Hulk.
Insert Hulk meme here. Alright, so this is what the box looks like without the wrapping.
Oh, that's pretty. Whoa! It pops at you. No, that's actually right. You did it the right way. You can do it that way. Wow.
Oh my god. Okay. This is what you paid it, like 50, I don't know how much this was, like
Let me see. Hold on.
$80 for
I'm checking right now.
a Nintendo 64 card, but you can't use.
But it looks cool though, right?
Yeah.
91.
$90 for this. This is what you get.
But it looks cool, I'll give you that though. It's hollowed out, but so they might actually someday.
Yeah, you can't.
No, well, there's a way. Somebody might be able to maybe put some like chips in it and make it work. You know what I mean? Who knows? Get the actual Doom 64 cartridge.
Yeah.
Open that up. Get that.
Take the original case out and then put it in here.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. But it does look pretty cool though. But it's a good piece to have.
I don't want to put this in my Nintendo 64 because I don't want to damage it.
The Nintendo Switch version of this, that's a different variant. You get a different variant color of that actually.
And then we have a behind the scenes booklet. Nothing more to explain.
But
Nothing more to
good
explain on
art.
that.
And that's the poster.
The game.
That's so cool.
Using the same artwork over and over again. This is great. Don't you love this stuff? Just ab-living everything. Don't you love this stuff?
Yeah, I'm living all the time, brother.
We're not even taking this video seriously anymore.
It don't matter. It's still fun. It's still fun.
Doesn't look like there's a reversible artwork on this.
Kind of.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
It looks just like a flame. Boring.
It's just like this dark red. It's not appealing at all.
My eyes are bleeding.
And then the poster, which...
The poster looks cool. The poster is really good looking.
Well, I mean, it's great packaging, so... Okay, so that's Doom 64. Kind of a collector's edition that's very rare, hard to find, and probably...
Very expensive.
Compared to other unboxings we've done, that's like the least expensive. And lastly, Metal Slug Double X. Okay.
I mean, this looks the box is pretty cool.
Now, remember... In Metal Slug Anthology, there were 7 games, Metal Slug 1 through 6, and then Metal Slug X. Now, pay attention. Metal Slug Double X is not Mega Man.
That's random.
Metal Slug 7. So Metal Slug X is basically a spin-off. Metal Slug Double X is for real Metal Slug 7 because it was on the Nintendo DS and then they ported it to other consoles.
What do you think about the box? The box
huge.
Cool looking, right?
Too huge for my taste.
Too huge. I like the box art. They did really well.
So this is the last one in the series, basically.
They got all the set, man. Complete set now.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you have that now. But the question is, how are you gonna file this on your shelf? Are you gonna like...
I'll find a way if you open up your mind.
Oh my god, I was looking for this.
You sat on top of it.
Thank you. You know there are people who collect PC games?
This is actually the PS4 box. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is huge. It is a huge box. It is a huge box. It's like the equivalent of a PC game box.
But stuff in the inside surprise you.
Poster.
Let's get a poster of it.
Are you gonna hang it up on your walls? Would you want to?
Maybe, yeah, who knows? One thing I like is, before we continue, you know the posters? I would definitely recommend limited run. Instead of folding these posters, awesome looking posters, put the posters in a tube. Because I don't like folding creases on the posters. It feels really unattractive. I believe that I wish they could have just folded use a tubing, spin the posters around and put it in a tubing and give it out like that, because it makes it much more cleaner and fresher.
Right, so
instead of like all the creases, it might damage it if it's like that.
True.
Just in my opinion.
There is no reversible artwork.
Kind of.
No.
There's a guy behind it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That was terrible.
And there's more.
Okay.
What? What the hell? Oh my god, don't tell me these are magnets. Keychains? Look.
That's cool.
Keychains? For real?
That's cool though.
Keychains?
Yeah, it's cool.
No, not all of them are keychains. Not all of them. I don't know who anyone is, so don't ask me who they are, because I don't know.
Oh, these are actually stands. You can actually stand them, actually, you know?
They're stands?
Yeah. You can actually put these characters like this and stand them. Wait, don't rip it like that. Don't rip it like that. No, don't do that.
You do it.
Do you see this?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, do that.
Alright.
Because I want to put in the packaging safely, you know, next time.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Wait,
These look like board game figures. Okay, so this is what they look like.
Oh, like that, or it might be the other side. Who knows? Let me see. It might be.
It doesn't matter. Go buy my game. Go buy Metal Slug Double X.
Doesn't it look good?
Please. It looks fine. Like if you're playing a Metal Slug board game or something. That's it for that. That is everything we got. Until next time, see you. See you all later. Good
Bye.
night. Good night.